some creepy facts. Some of these are like, any other ugly face you can possibly make. All right. Did you guys know, this is so nasty, there are more foreign cells in your digestive tract than there are human cells in your entire body. Like, what is going on in there? And there's kind of a theme here. There's a bodily theme for these creepy facts, and you guys will find out in a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Did you guys know, this is so like, I'm gonna do that a lot. Apparently in an average day, the average human makes roughly 0.5 to 1.5 liters of saliva. Did you know that your small intestine is longer than you are tall? And it's all just in there. Like, what is it? All coiled up like a snake or something. Did you know that the human skin weighs roughly 8 pounds? It kind of brings a new meaning to that cannibal phrase, long pig. Yikes. And here is why some of these facts were relevant and creepy and gruesome and weird and strange and unusual. It's because today we're not just going to focus on serial killers, we're going to be focusing on cannibal serial killers. And yes, that is its own category. It is a thing. I only got a couple down the list. I didn't realize how many cannibal serial killers there were in the world. Like, obviously, you know that they exist. You obviously know that serial killers exist, but you don't actually know how many cross over into the cannibal category. Well, there were quite a few, so we'll have several weeks worth of material on that. Here we go. Have you ever heard of the names the Gray Man, the Werewolf of Wisteria, the Brooklyn Vampire, or even the Boogeyman, or the Moon Maniac? All of those nicknames are for one person. He is a cannibal serial killer whose crimes are actually still unknown. Like, the extent of his crimes are still unknown today. His real name is Hamilton Howard Albert Fish. And he is apparently a serial killer cannibal who went to the electric chair in 1936. He was suspected of killing 5 people and confessed to 3, but he admitted that there's at least 100 out there that were his. And he bragged about supposedly having children in every single state. And by having children, I mean killing and eating children. That was his thing. He apparently was a serial killer, short eye, putting people over, I don't know what's politically correct anymore, but children were his food of choice, apparently. He got caught after he had killed a little girl named Grace Budd, and what he did was he strangled her to death and then dismembered her, and within 9 days he ate different parts of her body. Now, what is interesting to note is he apparently he apparently said that he ate at least 100 children, and he was suspected of killing 5 people and confessed to 3. So I don't know, that's a very big discrepancy in the numbers there. He died in the electric chair in 1936. All right, apparently there was a German cannibal serial killer by the name of Joaquin Kroll. And it was worthy to note that he had a fairly low IQ, and he also preyed on children. He preyed on children in Germany. He was a serial killer, molester, and cannibal. He was convicted of 8 murders, but confessed to at least 14. He got caught after murdering a 4-year-old girl and eating her. A neighbor had talked to another neighbor about why their plumbing was not working to its fullest, and it was clogging. And so one neighbor asked Kroll about the plumbing and why it seemed to be clogged, and he said guts. Basically, there were guts in there. And that basically was true, because he had plugged up the plumbing with the intestines of the 4-year-old girl that he ate. And that's how he got caught. Poor thing. Have you ever heard of the Genesee River Killer? Apparently his name was Arthur John Shawcross, and he plagued the area of Rochester, New York, and his hometown of Watertown, New York. He started murdering people in 1972. He was originally convicted of killing a young boy and a young girl in his hometown of Watertown. He pled guilty and served 12 of a 25-year sentence. And rightly so. This caused a lot of dismay with the criminal justice system in America at that time. He apparently, while on parole, started killing again in 1988 and 1989. During those times, he killed a minimum of 14 people, and he was also convicted of killing 10 prostitutes. He mutilated their bodies and ate some of their body parts, and he, in an interview, admitted that he started cannibalism during the Vietnam War, which is actually probably fits the timeline of when he actually started murdering, because he actually started murdering around circa 1972. So he was in the Vietnam War when he started experimenting with cannibalism. Ah, yeah. Yikes. All right. There was apparently a drifter duo who were also serial killers. The American drifter and serial killer known as Otis Toole was convicted of 6 counts of murder. He went on a combined murder spree with fellow serial killer Henry Lee Lucas, and their victims total in the 100s. However, they were not officially convicted of all of them. Apparently, Toole enjoyed eating the ribs out of his victims and drinking their blood. He apparently would cook their ribs on a barbecue, and he made his own barbecue sauce. Now, Lucas, his murder spree partner, said that he was not a cannibal because he did not like Toole's barbecue sauce. So was it really the barbecue sauce that turned you off to the cannibalism, or was it eating people? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. Like, is anybody else, like, that's kind of a weak excuse. Oh, you know, I didn't really approve of the cannibalism because I didn't like his barbecue sauce. Like, what? That seems like a really weak excuse for something so... Anyways, Otis Toole was convicted with 2 death sentences, and he actually died in his cell of cirrhosis at the age of 49.